Hi, I'm Damon Bonser, founder of British Design Fund, and I'm joined today by Josh Cohen, founder of Newlane. Nice to see you, Josh. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very well, very well. We're almost through lockdown, so that'll timestamp this video. Everyone will know. Newlane is one of the latest investments that the British Design Fund has supported. So it'd be nice to talk to us a little bit about how you set things up, the rest of the team, and what you've got planned for 2021. So, Josh, to kick things off, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Cheers, David. Thanks. So I guess if we go back to university days, is probably the way to do it. But as I left uni, I co-founded a brand agency. We're working with some of the world's leading brands, from Unilever to Nestle to Samsung, which was great fun, as you can imagine. And my job was to fly around the world and try and win some big projects. But we were helping them to understand their consumers and then turn that into innovation. So really taught me about building a business was probably the first thing, but then just how crucial it is to put consumers at the heart of every idea, which is what we've done now, which is everyone needs to do. But I then went to work for a social innovation agency because I wanted a little bit more meaning, I guess. I was sick and tired of branding cereal boxes. I wanted to do something a bit better. So we worked with some similar brands, but that's where I met my co-founder Dom, because he was the founder of that company. But I became obsessed about how to create things, and about how they can make a big difference in people's lives. And I always knew that I wanted to make stuff. But yeah, I mean, outside of work, I guess I go climbing quite a lot. I like bouldering. For my sins, I watch Arsenal play all the time, which kills me. Cycle lots and have recently become obsessed with cycling. So,
well, that's a nice little segue into into Newlane. So, look, do you want to tell us about how you came up with your business? And we've already heard about how your approach to kind of consumer and putting user at the center of things. And I know that's what we really liked and picked up when you came to pitch to us. But do you want to talk us a little bit about, was there a eureka moment with Newlane? How did it come about?
Love it, eureka. Well, yeah. So my previous roles meant that I was in lots of different cities all the time, and I got sick and tired of using trains, Ubers, buses, cars. Trains, I always say that I had sweaty people's armpits in my face, which was never fun, being packed into a train in sweaty New York. But I became obsessed with cycling as a mode of transport rather than just something that you do on the weekends or dress up in Lycra. But I realized that actually it's quite good for my health, from getting from A to B. So I could trim a bit of weight, which I frequently need to do. It's good for my pocket, so a lot cheaper than Ubers. And it's also better for the planet. So, congestion and all that stuff. So, but one day I was cycling over Waterloo Bridge in London, and I found myself in between two red buses and a motorbike. Wasn't wearing a helmet because I didn't want to carry a big clunky thing around with me. And when, if I fall off my bike here, I'm probably going to be in trouble because I haven't got any headgear. So felt quite scared, looked into the market, tried to find a foldable bike helmet that I wanted to buy. There were a few, but wasn't compelled to buy any of them. And that was it. I need to create one. And here we are.
Yeah. Very good. And then you mentioned before about meeting your co-founder Dom. So do you want to tell us a little bit about who else is in the team then, Dom and the rest of the team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, firstly, we have to plug Dom a bit. I couldn't do this without him. It'd be probably impossible. I'm not sure we would have got this far if I didn't have him. We call ourselves passionate generalists, and I think you probably need two of them in a business to be able to keep going through the highs and lows. But Dom has been a massive advocate for cycling for years. His background is in comms and charity. So he's really good with people, talent, and he's recently realized how much he loves manufacturing. So he's taken on a bunch of stuff. So he's been great. We work really well together. We've recently brought on board a guy called Mark Whitehead, who's an advisor to Dom and I. He's sold businesses and done lots of very cool stuff, but he's helped us raise our current seed round, and he's guiding commercial strategy as we go forward. We've also got some awesome investors, which sometimes people don't say awesome investors, but we've got a bunch of great angels who help us all the time. And we've also got the British Design Fund who are giving us some massive support. So I include them as part of the team. And our plan is to expand over the next 6 months. So we're looking to hire quite a few people to help us grow.
Great. I think 21 will be a busy year for you. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you faced sort of since founding the business?
Well, a lot. I guess if I could distill it, I guess the first one is simply getting it off the ground. I mean, I've seen quite a few people try and not succeed because money becomes a problem. At the beginning, everyone said, "Oh, don't touch hardware. It's got the word hard in it." And I guess they're not wrong, because it requires a fair amount of capital and cash flow, because you just need to build stuff, right? You need designers, you need factories, you need to get stuff in your hands. But we were being pretty fortunate that we were able to always bring in investment or money or funds when we needed it, and get people to help. So getting off the ground, I think searching for investment was quite a daunting task. Everywhere we turned to, it seemed to be focused on tech, ed tech, health tech, fintech, whatever, all of them. But it was about finding the right investor for us. So it started off as daunting, but then we found the British Design Fund and some other angel investors who actually love holding things, which is
So you found like it was a very real problem for you, having conversations, initially interesting conversations with an investor, but then as soon as they understand there's a product, there's design, there's manufacturing, they just kind of cooled off a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think it's notoriously known to just need a lot of CapEx expenditure, doesn't it? So that's it. I mean, we also found that the various challenges of obviously trying to create a safety product that protects people's heads that folds. I mean, that's probably a very real challenge we battle every day, but having the experts in place is the way to combat those. But there's always a solution, is the other thing that I've learned. So there's always ways around stuff.
That is an incredibly important skill in manufacturing, I'd say. Manufacturing and hardware. Look, we love hardware, we love manufacturing, but it's a case of your ability to deal with challenges as they crop up constantly. You know, it's very apparent with hardware. Okay, and then what sort of 2021 look like for Newlane? Then what's the plan?
Hopefully a busy one. I hope that our plan is to launch in the summer of this year. We're aiming to create a pretty cool D2C brand. We want to build a community of people who are with us. We've all seen, hopefully, the huge growth of bikes and e-scooters. So e-scooters are coming to London in a big way. And we want to partner with some of those big companies to get the helmet on as many heads as possible and get people protected and let them have the convenience that they need. But we will have a team of hopefully around 6 or 7 people, all driving towards the same purpose of making sustainable travel simpler for everyone. That's the plan.
Yeah, great. And then I guess, look, we haven't actually given you a chance to sort of tell us what it is you've created. Like, so for those people watching the video that haven't yet clicked on the links here and seen your product, what is it you've solved, I guess, with your product?
Yeah, sure. It'd probably be a good idea to talk about that, wouldn't it? We have developed a new type of foldable helmet. We call it packable. It's for cyclists and e-scooter users. So we call them the urban rider, people who are commuting to work by 2 wheels or using micromobility. If you click on the link, you'll see, but essentially we've now recently got the patent, which is amazing. It's been granted. But if you imagine a helmet, you've got, I wish I had it, but you have the rim of the helmet there and the top, and it spins round and it sits into the rim. And it's about 80 mil in height, and it fits into your bag, and you're off.
And I think the thing that we picked up when we saw it, so I'm sure some of the viewers as well would have seen various formats of the collapsible folding kind of helmets, but they often ended up in a shape that was, you still had to clip it on the outside of your bag anyway. It was such an odd shape it closed down into. I think that's the bit you've solved. It fits, you know, in my laptop bag, it would fit very nicely alongside the laptop.
Yeah, it's a massive thing. That is basically based off the ton of research that we did, that consumers said it's not really about volume reduction, it's about the shape that it goes into. So we all carry around a laptop. It's essentially the same size as the MacBook Pro, 13-inch, just a little bit thicker, and you just slot it alongside it and it's there. So it's really
very good. Well, Josh, we are really excited to be supporting you, and we're looking forward to 2021 and seeing what you've got to deliver and being on the journey with you. It's great.
Thanks, Damon. Appreciate it.
Well done, Josh. Take care.